Hi friends, welcome back. In this video, I am going to discuss the monthly horoscope detailed prediction for March 2025 for the third sign in the zodiac, which is Gemini, known as Mithun Rashi or Mithun Lagna. All right, before I discuss the several major life areas ranging from career, business, finance, education, travel, and much more, let me tell you the planetary alignment and placement of the Navagrahas this month. Starting with Jupiter, your career lord, Devguru Brihaspati, will be placed in your 12th house in the sign of Taurus all month long. Speaking of Saturn, Shani Dev, it is ruling your Bhagyastan, the Bhagyesh, the ninth lord Saturn will be placed in the ninth house itself for the major part of the month till about March 29, after which it will transit to the 10th house and join none other than the north node of the moon, Rahu. And not only Rahu, but also Mercury and Venus and Sun. So there will be basically a 5 planet conjunction. Sun, the king of planets, for the first 2 weeks will be in your ninth house along with Shani, right? But in the last 2 weeks, it will transit to the 10th house in the sign of Pisces. So towards the end of the month, there will be the 5 planet conjunction: Saturn, Rahu, Venus, Mercury, and Sun. Then, if we see Ketu, the south node of the moon will be directly opposite in your fourth house in the sign of Virgo. Mars will be placed all month long in your ascendant itself in the sign of Gemini. Finally, Moon, the fastest moving planet, will keep changing signs throughout the month and will keep moving fairly fast. Now, let's talk about the areas of life, starting with the career. So, for my Gemini friends, there is literally going to be the most, a very intense activation in your career house. You literally have major planets like Saturn, Rahu, and even Venus, Mercury, Sun, which are going to be in your 10th house and your 10th Lord in the 12th house. So basically, it indicates a major change. Now, whether it is going to be positive or maybe not so much will be determined by your Mahadasha, Antardasha, and the position of planets in your natal chart. But from a general perspective, I think it will be mostly positive. So even though some people could possibly even get laid off from their jobs, it could happen because your 10th Lord is in the 12th house. So in the short term, it might not feel good, but in the long term, it can be of immense benefit. It can trigger you to step out of your comfort zone, to seek something new, to be brave, be courageous. Because eventually, Jupiter, your career lord, in the month of May, is going to enter your ascendant itself and aspect your Bhagyastan. So, naturally, from May onwards, the things are even getting more sweeter because you will have the full support of Guru's blessings, which is your career lord. So, even though the change might be a bit challenging, it could be this month, but it will be very good for you in the long run. But for some people, the change might be very good from the get go itself, from this very month. There could be a major elevation in the status of your position. You could be promoted even to a C-suite level. It is that kind of activation of your 10th house. For those people who don't have a job, I recommend keep applying and keep giving lots of interviews because you need to utilize and channelize the energy accumulation of the 10th house in a very constructive way. So, overall, a very interesting, very innovative, and a very different month career wise. So just stay focused. Do not lose hope because better times are definitely coming. If I talk about business, in terms of the business area, things are now going to start to slowly improve. It is not going to be sudden major improvement, but slowly, little by little, you will start to notice positive changes business wise. But better to stick with the status quo for now, not take any major unnecessary risk, and you will do good. Right now, the key point is sustenance. It is to sustain what you have been doing and to keep that energy flowing. From May onwards, you can think about taking more business related actions and decisions and risk. But for now, just try to be as stable as you can. It is not the best time to get into any business related partnerships either. So be watchful of that. If I talk about finance, overall, the financial area is now going to start to improve because your 11th Lord, Mangal Dev, Mars, was in retrogression. Finally, it is now going to turn direct, or it has turned direct this month. So basically, the money flow is now going to start coming to you and should be redirected into wise financial prudent investments, and that way you will start to build up your wealth accumulation. So overall, a progressive month is indicated from the wealth perspective. Try not to, however, take major speculative risk this month because your fifth lord, although exalted, will be in heavy conjunction with these, many other planets. So try to play it a bit safe. If I talk about health, overall major improvement in health will be noticed this month. The malefic drishti of Saturn on your sixth house will not be there anymore. So if you had been, thinking of joining a fitness program, a dance class, a martial arts class, right, any type of activity that involves energy expenditure, so like running, jogging, hiking, playing any sports, try to go for it. Try to now be more proactive in those things because it will largely pay off and keep your energy channeled in a very positive way. Although try not to do any extreme outdoor adventure sports this month because Mars finally rules your sixth and is in your ascendant. So avoid any major outdoor risky activities, whether it's bungee jumping, skydiving, rock climbing. Try to avoid those activities for now. If I talk about love life, well, for your love and relationship area for single people, the time is now going to start to get intensely activated because your fifth lord is going to be conjunct with many other planets and in exaltation. So, a lot of opportunities can arise, especially from long distance travel. It can be from your workplace. It can be from attending a seminar, a business conference, a team meeting, an event, a company sponsored event. So keep your eyes open and you never know who you might click with. If I talk about those couples already in a relationship, it is going to be a very interesting month for you. I will say try to travel as much as you can, try to spend as much good quality time as you can, and just enjoy your time with your partner and definitely avoid doing things behind your partner's back. Loyalty will be tested this month, so definitely being loyal, being committed goes a long way. So show that love, appreciation, care and consideration for your partner, and that will be very much appreciated. If I talk about marriage, in terms of single people wanting to get married, still this is not the right month for that. However, you can start now talking to people, slowly start talking to people. Communication is never a bad thing, it is actually going to be a good thing for you. Speak to as many people as you can, try to figure out who you are really vibing well with. Who are you matching? Your personality, your traits, your characteristics, the chemistry. So work on that. For married couples, I will say there can still be some slight ups and downs this month in terms of marriage area, but overall, there is going to be improvement. Overall, compared to the last few months or the last even several months, slowly you will start to feel improvement in your marriage area. And definitely, there is going to be love, romance, passion, and bed pleasure activities on the rise for married couples because your marriage lord is in the 12th house, and that too in the sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. So, naturally, it indicates sensual activities. If I talk about travel in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is now looking to be very good as this month progresses. So, overall, great time is now indicated for short distance travel. In terms of long distance travel journey vacation, the time is also looking good for the most part, and I do not see any concerns. Finally, or if we talk about children, in terms of those people having children, overall, your relationship with them can go through some ups and downs this month. It can be a bit intense. So try to manage those emotions, feelings, and try to be very mature about your relationship, your conversation with your children about any issues. Try to resolve those differences amicably. For those women looking to conceive, wanting a child for a long time, not, these things not working out, there can be a sudden change in that area. It can be either problematic, a bit more problematic. You could find out some things, some things, sometimes it's not meant to be. Or it can be suddenly like, finally, it can happen. Like, you know, there can be a sudden possible good news in that area, in the progeny area. So it can go either way. Now, the final thing depends on your natal chart, the Mahadasha, Antardasha, etc. Finally, education. In terms of primary education, for those students pursuing bachelor's, high school, the time is going to be intensely activated. You will do great, but just make sure to not like cheat on your exams, not do something mischievous, or that could get you in major trouble. But if you work hard, stay focused, you can actually do quite well. If I talk about higher education, for those students pursuing master's, PhD program, those sort of degrees, they are going to do excellent. No doubt there, with your hard work, effort, and parakram, you will be able to perform very, very well academically. So I believe I covered all the major life areas for my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends for the month of March 2025. I hope you found this insightful, and I thank you for watching. All the best.